My goal today is to create an alert in QuickScore. I've already logged in and I've landed at my home page. There are 4 types of alerts available in QuickScore: a user subscription alert, an initiative task or milestone edit alert, a broadcast alert, and a global system-wide alert. Thankfully, each of these have already been defined. At the top of the alerts list is a user subscription alert, which is alerting me that total gross profit has dipped to a score of 0 for May 2019. I can choose to either bury my head in the sand, or I can click on it to investigate it further. Since this is actually devastating news, I'll click on it. And from the detail, I can see that for the past year it was performing well, but for whatever reason completely tanked in May. Being as on the ball as I am, at the bottom I see that I actually already posted a note on this and begged for more information. For now, I'll move on and click Home to investigate my other alerts. Moving down the list, I see an example of an initiative task or milestone edit alert. From here, I can see that the total budget was changed from $175,000 to $150,000. To get more details, I can click on it. And in the top left, if I hover over, I can see that, oh yeah, I was the one that made that change, so I'm perfectly content with it. And we'll click Home to investigate the other 2 alerts. The third alert is a broadcast alert that hopefully contains some important information. Unfortunately, it's just me screaming about the total gross profit dipping to a score of 0 in May. I'll quickly ignore that and move down to the next alert, which happens to be an example of a system-wide alert. In this case, it's a reply to a note. This is great news, actually, in that it's not just any reply, it's the reply I've been desperately waiting for on the total gross profit measure that tanked in May. I can see that Tom Keating responded, but unfortunately he doesn't have a clue yet what has gone wrong and is still researching. While he researches, I'll grab a tissue to dry my tears as I wait for some actionable information, and then move on to showing how to build an alert from scratch. If I wanted to create a user subscription alert on a particular measure, I need to navigate to it. So I'll go to Scorecards, and maybe under Financial, I'll select Book Revenue. In the top right, I see there's a alerts icon, and if I click on that, there's an option called Edit Alerts. I can then select Add and see that there's a list of 3 things that I can be alerted on: a score change, measure value change, and notes added. I'll select score change, and then I'll type in 3.34 so that I'll be alerted whenever the book revenue dips below a normalized score of 3.34. I'll then click Save, and note that in the top right, the alerts icon has turned blue. If I change my mind, I can click on it, select Edit Alerts, and then maybe click the trash can to delete it, and then click Save. If I wanted to create an initiative, task, or milestone edit alert, I'll select Initiatives on the left. If I wanted to add an alert on Build SEO capability, I would select that, and then select Edit in the top right. I need to introduce some change, like typing a different value for the total budget, maybe something like 100,000. When I do that, a Notify Assigned Users and Groups of Changes appears in the bottom right. And if I clicked on that, and if I were to hit save, this alert would go out to this group of people. Since I don't want to bother myself at this time, I'll just select cancel and click done. If I wanted to create a broadcast alert, I have to start by selecting settings in the bottom left. Under users and groups, I'll select send broadcast alert. I can then type a message, select the recipients I want this alert to go out to, I can choose whether I want a notification to go out via a pop-up, and then I would select send broadcast alert. Since I don't want to bother myself again, I'll just select cancel. Lastly, if I wanted to create a system-wide alert, once again I have to start by selecting settings in the bottom left. I would then select application administration, and in the top left I can set up a system-wide alert that gets triggered depending upon certain activity, like a note being replied to or when a measure turns red. In this case, I've already set up system-wide triggers for when a note is replied to, which is why if I go back to home, I saw the alert from Tom when he responded to my message on total gross profit.